Aloha champions, and welcome back to today's science video. Today we are on unit 3.5, human vision and hearing. Have you ever noticed that somebody looks more official in a lab coat with the more pins they have? And it's weird. I don't even use any of these in the videos. I'll use my Apple Pencil on my iPad to make these videos. But that is something that we can see, which is one of our senses that help us as organisms survive. And as we've been talking all about biological organisms, survival is key. And being able to see and being able to hear are very crucial organ systems that help us in our day-to-day lives. So, to start us off, my eyes go straight to our big question here on our page. How do humans see and hear? And this is a question you've probably been asking or never knew you needed to ask. We know we have eyes, we know we have ears, but we know we have eyes, we know we have ears, but how do they work to send signals to our brain to tell us, hey, I see Mr. Chambers has multiple pens and highlighters in his pocket, or I hear Mr. Chambers talking about the multiple pens and highlighters in his pocket. Why does he keep talking about this? Because you're using your vision and your hearing, and we're going to understand a little better about how our eyes and ears work to take in the light energy and sound energy in our worlds. Okay? So, Unit 3, Chapter 5, Human Vision and Hearing. You have read how structures and functions are always linked together in the lives of plants and animals. Like all living things, human structures and functions are related. Humans have the same levels of biological organization as other living things. We have cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems. We have the same things that plants and animals do. We're all made up of the same elements building up top of each other to work in more intricate and complicated ways. Two structure-function relationships that help us to survive are the senses of seeing and hearing. When we see, we can't control how our eyes see light. When we hear, we can't control how our ears hear sound. These senses seem simple because we don't need to make them happen. They just naturally do. Many processes are taking place inside your eyes and ears. These processes allow you to see and hear. Okay? Here in this picture, eyes have many kinds of structures that work together to help a person to see. Look closely at this image of the human eye. Can we see different parts of the eye? And we'll talk about the different parts here, but we can see that there's different colorations, different parts that all add up together to let us see without us even thinking, I need to see. Okay? All right. On to page 22, vocabulary. We have a visual system. The visual system is a set of cells, tissues, and organs in the eyes and brain that make vision possible. Okay? So everything has to work together as one cohesive system to help us see. Okay? Structures in the eye detect light. The human visual system is the set of cells, tissues, and organs that support the function of seeing. Remember that structure is related to function. Look at your eye in a mirror. And I know it's really hard to do, but maybe alternate. The parts of your eye that you can see are just some of the structures. Other structures inside your eye work as a system to allow vision. Vision is the ability to see. And when you see, your eyes sense light. Light reflects off objects all around you. The light waves bounce off an object, and then the light enters your eye through your pupil. Your pupil's the black part in the middle. Okay? After the light enters your eye, the lens inside the eye bends the waves. The lens is a clear structure like the lens of a magnifying glass, or like glasses. As the light waves bend, they are directed to the rear surface inside the eye. At the back inside of the eye, light strikes special cells that transform the light energy into electrical energy of a nerve signal. These signals move along the optic nerve to the brain. Your brain then interprets the signals as an image. So light comes in through the pupil, through the black part. And then it's focused with a lens. We can't touch the lens. It is behind our cornea and pupil, but it focuses the light. And that light hits our cells at the back, or rods, as you will later find out. And once it goes into the rods, it sends signals through nerve endings, through the optic nerve to the occipital lobe in the back of our brains, which processes all the images and tells the rest of our body what we are seeing. Okay? We can see objects around us because the light reflects off them and enters our eye. Other structures in the rear surface inside the eye help us to see. These structures are made up of a type of cells. The cells carry out different functions. These include the ability to see colors and very small details. We can detect movement on either side of our body, our peripheral vision, and we can help to see objects when it is dark, our night vision. Eyes are very helpful for survival. For example, some animals have eyes on the sides of their heads, pointing outwards. The placement of these eyes helps the animals to see more of their surroundings. Because of this, they can better spot predators and escape to safety. Other animals have eyes in the front of their head. This helps them to see prey more clearly and to judge distance. In these cases, the eyes help the animals find and capture food. Eyes also help organisms avoid other kinds of dangers, such as obstacles in their path. Or if you're very clumsy, like Mr. Chambers, sometimes walls that you happen to walk into. So here we have two diagrams that contrast the field of visions of animals with eyes on the side of their head and animals with eyes in the front of our heads. Okay, so here we have eyes on the side. An animal with eyes on the side of its head has a greater field of vision. It can see objects in more positions around it without needing to turn its head. An animal with eyes on the front of its head has a narrow field of vision, but it can generally perceive distance better, so we can see further ahead than other animals with eyes on their side who are more used to being prey. Okay? All right. Now on to ears. So we've talked about the vision system. Now we're going to talk about the auditory system. The auditory system is a set of cells, tissues, and organs in the ears and brain that enable hearing. Okay? Structures in the ear detect sound waves. The human auditory system is the set of cell, tissues, and organs that allow us to hear. Hearing refers to the ability to detect sound. Sound travels through the air as waves. The structures on the outer ear collect sound waves. The outer ear funnels sound waves towards structures inside the ear. Structures inside the ear convert sound waves into electrical energy that flows through our nerves. The brain then interprets this nerve signal as sound. Let's take a closer look at this process, remembering that structure and function work together. So we can only see the outer ear. The outer ear acts to collect all the sound waves coming in. And then it goes in through the ear canal till it hits your eardrum. Your eardrum's a fine membrane between your ear canal into the inside. And once it hits there, it acts like a drum. boom, 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 just vibrating with all the air and sound waves coming into it. This triggers the smallest bones in the human body are ossicles, which are 3 tiny bones that vibrate together, kind of like cricket's wings, to make those vibrations. And those vibrations turn into electrical signals that are sent through our auditory nerves into our brain so we can process what we are hearing all around us. The structures of the outer and inner ear also help us to determine where sounds are coming from, whether they're coming from straight in front of us or from behind us. We know a general direction of where those sounds are coming from. They can help us to figure out how far away sounds are. We can detect high-pitched and low-pitched sounds and help us to keep our balance. Sometimes structures in the ear do not work the way that they should. This can lead to poor hearing. A baby might be born without the ability to hear. Even people with good hearing might lose their ability to hear later in life, or if they like to go to a lot of rock concerts and it gets real loud. Happened to me once, but it was just wax. But yes, we have devices that help people with poor hearing. Hearing aids fit in the outer ear. They make sounds louder and easier to hear. Special implants can carry out the function of damaged structures in the inner ear. The implants help to boost electrical signals to the brain. So if you wear a hearing aid, it works on the outside. Usually part of it sticks into the ear with a microphone, and then you've got a little amplifier speaker that helps more sound in there if people have trouble hearing. But hearing and vision are important to animals and humans to help us survive. And they help us to survive by keeping us safe. Your surroundings are full of sights and sounds. Structures in your visual and auditory systems help us to detect conditions around us. These systems send signals to our brain. The signals travel through structures in the nervous system. The brain interprets these signals, which you know as sights and sounds. Being able to detect sights and sounds helps us to keep us safe. Suppose we're on our way to school, waiting to cross the street. We can see the crosswalk sign, and our brain can then determine when it is safe to cross, whether you have the red hand that says stop, or you've got the green walking person. Okay? During a storm, you hear thunder and you see lightning, and your brain knows, hey, it's probably not a safe idea to go outside, or we might endanger ourselves. If you approach a railroad crossing while walking or riding your bike, you can hear the clanging sounds and see flashing lights, and your brain knows that these are signs warning you to stop and wait for the train to go by. So our vision and hearing are very crucial to us being able to survive. We're not saying that people can't survive without them, and many people have. We as scientists have come up with inventions that have helped people, such as hearing aids, glasses, contact lenses, to help us preserve these important senses to our survival. Now, I know the chapter did not cover this, but you're probably asking a few questions, as good scientists do. And to help you with that, yes, the colored part of your eye, the black part is the pupil, the colored part on the outside is your iris. And your iris acts as a special shield for the lens so that it doesn't take in too much light right there. And your iris can change colors, or it can stay one color your entire life. It is filled with melanin that acts kind of as sunglasses for your eyes. Yes, in brighter light conditions, especially here in Arizona, you might need more sunglasses, but your iris helps to shade the part around your pupil so that it doesn't get too burnt or take in too much light then it makes it hard to see. So I know you probably have other questions about hearing and how our vision works, but I want you to answer my 5 to 10 questions on this video in Google Classroom. And I will talk to you real soon. Stay awesome.